What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Week 4 Drew Report. I'm here with your future commish who's taking a little bit of a nap. Don't worry about the loud noise, honey. She loves it. So we're just going to jump right in here. Good week for the Pats. You know, I didn't think they looked all that great, but Oakland's a good team. You know, they didn't make the mistakes. Oakland handed them the game, but hey, I'll take it. I'd love to see them destroy the Jets next week. The Jets have just been awful this year and have been annoying me nonetheless. So let's put in some hope for the Patriots. To start off with the schedule hit, the stud of the week again is Tommy Mills with 137.6 points, almost a co-stud of the week. I'll get to that, but beating Danielle 137.6 to 101.5. That's just a heartbreaker right there. You score 101 points and you lose by 36. That's just awful. But Aaron Rodgers has 54 points and Wes Welker has 22. And the Jets D, in a losing effort, giving up 34 points but still get 21. I don't like that. I really don't. I think we're going to have to address next year how the defense scoring goes, because it's just not fair that a team that loses and gives up 34 points, regardless of the touchdowns and the interceptions, gets that much. It's way more about scoring than it is defenses actually giving up points. It's stupid to me. But that's neither here nor there. Tommy managed to put up that stud of the week number with really 5 people on his roster doing next to nothing. So going to be hard to beat him when his whole roster has a good week. Danielle, really, I mean, nothing killed her because she had a great week. But Ben Roethlisberger is scoring 7 points. That hurts. But good week. Hakeem Nicks 22.2 points, really showing himself as a top wide receiver in the league. Frank Gore 20 points coming back. Des Bryant's been great this year. Yeah, and nothing else really did that great, but a good week. Just unfortunately wasn't good enough to beat Tommy. We're going to have to hope Aaron Rodgers gets his knee taken out or something. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of trouble with Tommy Mills this year. Next up, we'll talk about the almost stud of the week, Kevin, who really was having some trouble, but just had a huge breakout week, beating the Lizard Kings 137.2 to 91.6. So another blowout. Matt Ryan, 20 points. Matt Forte's been awesome this year. 28 points. Eric Decker, I don't even know who this kid is. This kid from Denver has been doing really well. Owen Daniels, 13 points. Houston's defense, 14 points. I've been noticing in the blowouts that the common denominator has been defenses that have been putting up points. The defense is becoming more and more important. I always thought of defense as a throwaway. I'm really going to start reconsidering that. But it seems like in the preseason you can't tell who the real scoring defenses are going to be. It's kind of the luck of the draw there. Lizard Kings, it's just been tough. If you looked at Dave's roster and you thought it was 1 or 2 years ago, you just think that this kid would be undefeated. Phillip Rivers, Adrian Peterson, Maurice Jones-Drew, Greg Jennings, Brandon Marshall, Pierre Thomas. That right there, just the name value on this kid's team is just unbelievable. Dave has a lot there. But Phillip Rivers had a good week this week, 20 points. But, there's a lot of quarterbacks doing a lot more than that. AP only 8. Maurice Jones-Drew only almost 9. Greg Jennings, good week, 16. Brandon Marshall didn't do as much as usual. The Green Bay defense, that's going to help him, 15 points there. So Dave's got the people in place. They just need to start performing. Let's see here. Next up is me, and I guess this isn't the official kick in the dick of the week, because that would be the person that scored the most and still lost. But this is really, really close because I beat Fuji 113 to 104. It's not ridiculously close, but the fact of the matter is Fuji was up by 11 points before Monday Night Football, and LeGarrette Blount had to get over 11 points to secure me the victory. I mean, you got to figure the odds of him, he'd have to get a touchdown to do that realistically, and he didn't even need that. He got 127 yards and a touchdown for 20 points, so it really had me winning going away. I'd be real annoyed if I woke up the next morning and I lost that way. For me, I threw in Jason Campbell, not an overwhelming performance, but better than my other 2 quarterbacks at 19 points. Michael Turner back in a big bad way at 21 points. LeGarrette Blount again, 20 points. No matter who wanted to tell me that he wasn't one of the top running backs of the year, I mean, before the preseason, it was stupid to draft him, whatever, because now I have Turner, LeGarrette Blount, and Fred Jackson. Go look at the numbers. 3 of the top 10 running backs are on my team right now, and that's why I am number one in the married persons division. Fuji, obviously a good week. 31 points from Beanie Wells. 32 points from Beanie Wells. That really knocked out 3 touchdowns. That's really heartbreaking to lose when that happens. Percy Harvin, 11 points. Drew Brees, kind of an uncharacteristic 17 points. Chris Johnson, only 11. So good week for Fuji, but he really could have done more. This is one where if some of his other guys had played up to the potential that they had, he could have taken it. Let's see here. Here's the real kick in the dick of the week. Mike Sims being defeated by Dave McNeil, 127.1 to 104.2. That's a kick in the dick. 104.2, highest losing score of the week. But it's a high-scoring week. It was a high-scoring week. That's the way it is. Tom Brady having a good game, not one of the blowout games he usually has. And Matt Stafford did almost as well, so that was kind of a wash there. Aaron Foster being back is huge for McNeil. Huge, huge, huge. 22.6 points. Absolutely going to be the big difference maker. Andre Johnson out for Mike Sims. That's going to really hurt. I mean, he only got 3.6. He's not going to be I don't know what his status is for next week, but that's going to really, really hurt. 32 points for Baltimore's defense is great for Mike. But for McNeil, Detroit's defense, 18 points. Kay Hunter, I don't even know who this is. It's a running back in San Francisco. He got 10 points. Vincent Jackson, 17. Dwayne Bowe, 17. Ryan Matthews, 15. Just a well-rounded performance for McNeil this week, and I think he was good before. He's going to be even better, and I think I might be playing him this week. I'm not sure, but that kind of makes me nervous. Let's see. The last one up is the dud of the week, and that is Chris Raudo, team punishment, losing to Ashley's All Pros, 97 to 88.5. Eric, 97 this week. You're very lucky in a week like this to be getting a win with that number. Ryan Fitzpatrick did nothing for you this week. The Bills kind of choked. Ray Rice, 19 points. Calvin Johnson, just a stud, 22 points. That's really everything there. Chris, this must make Chris burn Chris up, is that he had started Cam Newton against Chicago's defense, which it was a smart move. I mean, Hasselbeck got him 25 points against Cleveland. Hasselbeck against Cleveland, Cam Newton against Chicago. That's a pretty easy one as far as I was concerned. But Cam Newton put up the 35 points. He would have gotten Chris a win. Peyton Hillis didn't do that much. Sproles did well. A.J. Green did well. Vernon Davis did well. LaDainian Tomlinson got him absolutely nothing. And that's really what killed him. That and the decision there. So, dud of the week. But Chris made some. Chris is making some changes. He's moving and shaking. He's making his team better. And I think it's gonna come down. I think he's gonna make a play here, especially in the married person's division is a lot more wide open than the single guys division. The single guys division is just so top heavy, whereas besides me being on top of the married division, the next guys are all 2 and 2, so that's wide open there. I do want to get to the mailbag. Jay sent me something. Let's see here. After some intense GM meetings over the weekend, do you think that the N-words have significantly improved themselves with their big trades? Also, the Lizard King seemed to be in the decline. So I'll address that first with Jay. Jay did win this week. Where is Jay's? You know what? I didn't even get to Jay's because it was hiding on me here. So sorry about that. So I'm going to get to Jay's appropriately on Jay's question. Jay beating El Champion, beating Andrew Bowman, 118 to 87. Big win for Jay. Michael Vick, 34 points. You knew that was going to pay off for Jay. Rashad Mendenhall, not doing much for him yet. Cedric Benson, big week. Deshaun, big week. Julio Jones, big week. Tony Gonzalez has been still money. What's he, a million years old? His kicker, 11 points. So big showing for Jay. Changed up his starters. Jay's right back in the mix. Tied for second place with a bunch of other people. So it's wide open in that married division he's in. Andrew, on the other hand, is just falling fast. Matt Schaub really not doing it. Santonio Holmes not doing it. Jonathan Stewart. It looks like D'Angelo Williams is coming back a little bit. So I don't think Jonathan Stewart's really going to be what he was. Was it Jimmy Graham on New Orleans, the tight end? That's a great pick right there. But I think that Andrew might want to start looking at his bench. A correction, he does not want to start looking at his bench. There's really nothing there. So Andrew, I think you have some advice for a rookie here from the commish. I think you might want to get on that waiver wire, really check out what's there. I think you might want to start talking about trades with people, try to get an impact player there. So, yep, Jay, I think the numbers speak for themselves. I think you are right back on track there. And the second part of that, about the Lizard Kings being on the decline, I don't know if decline is the word, because I don't think they were doing that well to begin with. But you know what Dave is doing? He's making the effort. He's been talking to everybody about trades, trying like heck just to see what's out there. So Chris actually asked me who was looking for a running back or looking to trade a running back. If you're looking for trades, talk to Dave Bowman. I personally have 3 of the top running backs in the league. It would take a lot for me to want to give up one of them because I'm doing well, but I'm always open to a trade. So everybody start talking to each other. I know some of you guys, McNeil hasn't been doing a lot of talking to other people. Fuji, get on that, the email and the trade block. Try to mix up your teams too. And Andrew, absolutely get on there because you're not winning. Next mailbag question comes from Mike Sims. Hey Commish, week 4 is in the books and the first bye week of the NFL season is here. Now, where teams will see now is where teams will see how good they drafted and see if they have to drop a decent player that vultures like me will grab to try to improve their team. As I stated earlier, with the lack of the OTAs and an abbreviated preseason, the injury bug is looming again. Mike lost Andre Johnson. Do you feel that enough attention is given to the bye week when an owner is drafting their team, so they're not pressing to drop a decent player to fill a void perhaps 1 week? Thanks for the input. By the way, I'd like to nominate myself for kicking the dick for a 2nd week in a row with Felix Jones injured, and the loss of Andre Johnson, and scoring 100 points and losing again. As long as Aaron Rodgers is healthy, the Pickle Smokers is the team to beat. Thanks for the input. Absolutely, Pickle Smokers is the team to beat with Aaron Rodgers. And Wes Welker, well, he's still going to be, if he maintains being the #1 wide receiver in the league, having those two, it's going to be really, really tough to beat Tommy there. I absolutely agree with Mike about people really needing to pay attention to draft weeks. I personally don't do it. I draft for the best player that I think is there without paying attention to the bye week, which you'll notice is going to hurt me because 2 of my starters are on Buffalo and my other 2 starters are on Atlanta. So if they happen to have the same bye week, I haven't checked yet, really going to screw me. Personally speaking, I won't drop a good player and let someone pick him up on the waiver wire just to fill a void in the bye week. I would rather lose that week and throw the week than blow up my team. So that's just how I feel about it. But if anybody wants to make some trades, like I said, I would definitely talk about Roddy White. I would definitely talk about Steve Johnson. It would take a lot for me to talk about Michael Turner or Fred Jackson. I don't think anything for Fred Jackson unless someone wanted to talk to me about Darren McFadden, but that's about it. So everybody take a look at that. Keep in mind your bye weeks. Good luck to the Pats this week against the Jets. Any mailbag questions, please send them over to me. I'd like to get more people involved in the mailbag, and I will see you next week on the Drew Report.